Harriet Tubman saved over 300 people from the horrors of slavery.
Nat Turner once said, "Such is your love, such you are called to see, and let it come rough or smooth, you must surely bear it."
Isaac and Amy Post helped more fugitive slaves than any other people in Rochester, New York.
Frederick Douglass escaped slavery. After he did that, he revolved most of his life around slavery.
Frederick Douglass once said, "If there's no struggle, there's no progress."
John Brown said that I am now quite certain the crimes of this guilty land will never be purged away but with blood.
During his rebellion, Nat Turner said, "Our number amounted to 50 or 60, all mounted and armed with guns, axes, swords, and clubs."
Susan B. Anthony once said, "Failure is impossible."
Sojourner Truth once said, "Those are the same stars and the same moon, which has ever seen and." Sojourner Truth once said, "Those are the same stars and the same moon that look upon your brothers and sisters, and which they see as they are ever so far away from us and each other."
Amy Post signed the Declaration of Settlements, which is a document declaring that women should be treated equally to men.
Isaac Post opened a drugstore in Rochester. He housed the printing press for Frederick Douglass's newspaper.
Frederick Douglass once said, "Knowledge is the pathway from slavery to freedom."
Harriet Tubman went back to the South over 19 times to help other slaves escape.
Austin Stewart once said that everywhere slavery exists, it is nothing but slavery.
John Brown used violent strategies to fight against slavery.
Nat Turner escaped slavery after he was a slave for about 30 years. After he escaped, he came back to help others.
Frederick Douglass followed these three keys for a successful life. Believe in yourself, take advantage of every opportunity, use the power of spoken and written language to effect positive change for yourself and society.
Amy Post's house was a stop on the Underground Railroad. Amy Post housed slaves and gave them a safe place to hide.
After Sojourner Truth escaped slavery, she became an abolitionist who believed that no matter a person's skin color or gender, all men and women should be equal.
Harriet Tubman helped plan a raid to save 750 slaves.
Frederick Douglass once said, "Your high independence only reveals the immeasurable distance between us. The justice, liberty, prosperity, and independence given by your fathers is shared by you, not by me. The sunlight that brought light and healing to you has brought strife and death to me. This 4th of July is yours, not mine. You may rejoice, I must mourn."
Susan B. Anthony voted in an election when it was still illegal for women to vote. She went to jail but refused to pay the fine.
Tubman once said, "I was a conductor on the Underground Railroad for 8 years, and I can say what most conductors can't say. I never ran my train off the tracks, I never lost a passenger."
Nat Turner led a slave rebellion that killed over 50 slave masters and their families in 2 days.
Susan B. Anthony dedicated her life to fighting for women's rights.
Harriet Tubman worked on the Underground Railroad. There was a large reward for her capture. That didn't stop her.
Isaac Post supported Frederick Douglass's writing of the North Star.
Shields Green was not one to shrink from hardships or dangers. His courage and self-respect made him a quite dignified character.
Frederick Douglass once said, "I prayed for 20 years and received no answer until I prayed with my legs."
Harriet Tubman once said, "Every great dream begins with a dreamer, and always remember that you have within you the strength, the patience, and the passion to reach for the stars, to change the world."